a direct path to the 1 seed if they continue to win. They have games remaining with Chicago and Seattle. We get to the booth now. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. And Joe, this San Francisco team, as I was just alluding to, it's like they've been hiding in plain sight all year. We've talked about plenty of other teams in the NFC, but if they play like this, offensively like this, how do you assess their chances in a fairly wide open season in the National Football League?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the part of it that you need to focus on, and that is that it does feel wide open in the NFC. It feels wide open in the whole league. I mean, this has been a tough year to figure week to week, and it feels like the 49ers are getting hot. Their quarterback is getting hot. He's getting healthier as the season goes on with a bad toe. And if they play like this on offense, remember, they're playing without Pearsall, their big threat on the outside. Kittle was great tonight. They got the ground game going with McCaffrey. The offensive line has played really well. Purdy's been awesome. They get Tatum Bethune back in the middle of their defense. There's a lot to be happy about. If you're a 49er fan right now, they're going to be tough to beat. They'll be tough for Chicago on Sunday night, and then they're pointed right for that Week 18 matchup against Seattle at home.
Troy, we're always interested in your perspective on the quarterback position for obvious reasons, and we got quite a show from both tonight. Purdy throws 5 touchdown passes, and what Philip Rivers did, you mentioned it on our show, and you mentioned it at the end of the broadcast, just proud of what you've seen from your peer and the quarterback fraternity. How would you assess the quarterback play tonight?
Oh, I thought both quarterbacks played great. I don't know how you could watch this game and conclude anything other than that. And for Philip Rivers, I think if you had told Shane Steichen and this organization that he would go out and do what he did, they would have thought they would have had a real good chance of winning this game. But unfortunately for them offensively, which has kind of been the problem for them after the 10th game of the season, they've been unable to run the football with Jonathan Taylor. They got banged up in the offensive line, and then, of course, the defense just really didn't show up tonight for them in order to slow down San Francisco whatsoever. But Philip Rivers was phenomenal. There's not a lot of guys. I mean, there's not a lot of guys who have tried it, but to be out of the game for 5 years and be at his age and come out and do what he's done. And Joe talked about it early in the ball game. I think the one thing for Philip was that he didn't want to embarrass himself, and he had to get comfortable with that first and foremost. He certainly did not embarrass himself. He inspired a lot of people out there to go follow their dreams and don't be scared. And I thought he played great tonight.
Scott, I don't know if you're gonna. I have not bounced this off Troy yet, but I think in kind of a strange way. You know, I know it resets his Hall of Fame voting and the Hall of Fame clock, and it pushes it back 5 more years. He was a semifinalist this year. I think him coming back actually helps him because people have come out of the woodwork talking about how much they respect Philip Rivers throughout this league, and he's had an unbelievable career. He just never won the Super Bowl, and I just think it's been one team, one player, one head coach talking about Philip Rivers. And even though that clock restarts for number 17, I think it may help his Hall of Fame candidacy.
Well, there's plenty of quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame that hadn't won Super Bowls, so I think we'll see Philip there in 5 years from now.
That's interesting perspective. I agree with both of you. You can distinguish yourself in defeat. He certainly did. Purdy, though, even better tonight. 5 touchdowns. We'll see a guy that's been cooking with gas next week in Atlanta, and Matthew Stafford with the Rams. You guys have a fantastic Christmas with your families in the middle, and look forward to seeing you both in Atlanta, all right?
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Scott.